Yeah. Okay, so we're recording and Northern Kentucky Symphony.
Yep.
It is
So
yours.
go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, okay, go. Yeah. Well, we are normally we come to the Elsa Heitz Sewell Foundation for support of our free education concerts. And so since the other, we have three things that we do throughout the course of the year that are that are out in the public. And one is our education outreach for schools and the like and teachers. And the other is our free education concert, or not free, our free parks concerts that are normally in DeVue Park for the last 25 years. And then last year with the COVID thing, the city shut down DeVue Park. And then we went to Tower Park in Fort Thomas because we thought that it was important that people and musicians had the opportunity to play, and that people had the opportunity and their by choice to go out and safely attend outdoors in the park. So we really looked at the summer as being a real opportunity for everybody to kind of get together, distance and with masks and all that kind of stuff, but in a way that they could choose or not choose to be a part of it. Because I think I was kind of offended with the idea of musicians or any industry worker being non-essential. I just that label is just not really something that we use, in terms of what I view as our country and everything else as non-essential. Everybody is essential, and so what we have to do is we have to follow protocols, do the right thing, and then make it happen. So that's what we've been doing all year long throughout all this craziness since July. And we're pretty proud of that fact that we're probably the only arts organization that has conducted a full season of in-person concerts, whether they're for kids or for whatever. Now, obviously, streaming has played a large role because we streamed everything we've done since July. And so people are picking up on us. We're expanding our reach to schools and just people in general around the world, actually. So it's kind of been an interesting thing. So what we're looking for to the Elsa Heitz Sewell Foundation this time is looking at our summer series in DeVue Park. But since we did our series last year in Fort Thomas, they were really just thrilled to have us there. We saw over 8,000 people in 3 concerts during a pandemic, in the middle of it all, when everything was going crazy. And we saw another 5,300 via Facebook Live, I guess it was the platform that we used for that. But over 13,000 people, for 3 concerts is not bad. That wasn't happening anywhere really on the planet. When you actually seeing live people in person and the live stream. So we continue that throughout our subscription series, which is 5 concerts spread from October through May. Anyway, so this summer, 2021, we're not only looking to come back to DeVue Park, where we've been, like I said, for 25 years, but we're going to expand in the pandemic. How about that? We're going to add an in-person concert and live stream from Tower Park on Sunday evenings. So we'll do Saturday evenings at 7:30 in DeVue Park and Sunday evenings that same weekend in Tower Park, and then live stream that Tower Park because they have all the Phi Optics wired. They actually ran them for us. They to their amphitheater there. We told them that we really needed the because you can't really do it with Wi-Fi and sell stuff in bowls that don't have that kind of reception. So they actually ran the the Cincinnati Bell Optics to the amphitheater for us last year in order to do our streaming. And so we will stream the concert in addition from Tower Park. We can't do that in Davout for that reason that they don't have the Optics. But anyway, so this will be a way to not only expand our reach, but to, kind of maybe avoid weather issues that we've had in the past, and to really be able to reach out and reach more people and make that opportunity available. Because if they have somebody has a wedding that they have to go to on Saturday night that they usually go to Davout, they can come on Sunday and see it in Tower Park. So we think that this is a nice way for us to expand our reach, to increase opportunities for musicians, and for us to continue our crazy way we go about things. We do the Star Trek method of programming. It's like we go places where we haven't gone before, and so this year we're doing something a little different. We're replaying something, but we're actually adding to it. So we're let's go ahead and just do that share thing. Hold on a second as I share screen.
I want to throw in while JR is doing some technical things.
Yeah,
about,
my lack of technical.
About the community's response to our concerts last summer was amazing, as far as the feedback we got on surveys, and they're saying how badly they needed the outlet just to get out, even if they are masked. We were hearing, of course, from the CDC that outdoors is where you needed to be. And so what we did is those morning rehearsals, we opened up to seniors and those who were at greater risk for COVID, and they were able to attend an open dress rehearsal on those Saturday mornings. So people felt safe. We also followed up. We required people, we asked them to register. I don't know if they all did, but we did follow up, and for contact tracing purposes, we asked them to register, and we had no cases that were connected with our concerts. So that also helped satisfy the health department's requirements. And, we worked closely with them to make sure that we were doing everything that would keep everyone safe, the community, and our musicians. And I know I'd put in the application a few of the quotes, but I thought that was, at least the ones that we use, were pretty indicative of what overall people were feeling and how necessary it was to hold the concerts, and not just for the musicians, but really for the mental health of our community, to still have people have a sense of togetherness, even though they were apart, was really important. So I just wanted to say that was really an overriding factor when we talked about it among the board on why go through the extra effort to make it happen. Really was because we're a community organization and we should be there when our community needs us most. And streaming is something we had never done. There was a bit of a learning curve. We learned after the first concert in Davout that we needed to add, the first concert at Tower Park, that we were going to have to do it off hardwired. We had all these technical glitches, but it was free. So people were, understood the technical glitches, but by the last concert, we'd had it all ironed out. All of the wiring was in place. And that really set the stage for us to be able to go in and do things for the subscription series too. So that streaming has continued. And we kind of
believe that is actually going to,
it probably will continue even when there is no pandemic. Is that some people have tuned in for the first time because they can, and they don't have to deal with parking and all the other issues that might come up. So anyway, JR, are you technically ready now? Yes.
You can. Oh, okay. Well, cool. I did something. Anyway, obviously, that's what I thought I'd do, is just kind of give you put you in the spaces that we're talking about. Obviously, in Davout Park, this is Tower Park. This was actually a picture of the symphony playing for a couple of years ago for Fort Thomas's bicentennial. We did a big 4th of July, celebration out there. But Devoux Park has been special. Obviously, the bandshell was built in 1939. And, from Ruth Best and all of these different people over the years, that it's interesting because I went to the Times Star and the Kentucky Post, and I went back to August 4th, 1939. And I went through it, every one of them, to look at every time there was a, sorry. Every time that there was an article on Devoux Park or something on Devoux Park that said what was going, I copied it. So I have a stack of everything that's ever happened in Devoux Park with regard to the bandshell area. And so they moved Tuesday nights to Thursday nights to, it was different nights depending on the year that they were holding concerts out there. And they were variety shows, and, it was something that everybody kind of just knew that they would come to. And the Green Line, bus and trolleys would come up there and drop people off and the like. And so the idea that since 1995, we've been continuing this tradition up in Devoux Park. We think that we've picked it up and carried it forward. And, this is the kind of thing that you see. This is over here in Tower Park. This is their amphitheater there. We put up a screen and, highlight our funders and put other information up there for people. Again, back out in Devoux Park, that's a lot of people that come out there to, it's about generations really, because kids came with their moms and dads, and then now they're bringing their kids to this. And so the idea that, in 25 years, we're certainly seeing that turnover in generations. And I just think that it's something important because it creates memories. That's some of the best memories that people say, we're like, I just remember coming here as a kid, and the idea that I can pass this along to my kids and do the same thing because there's still, quality programming going on in Devoux Park in the summers. So anyway, so that's what we do. We put a screen up in over to the left. You see there, we it's not easy, but we do it. We bring that out every summer, set it up to let people know who's not helping us out to do this, but what else, what other things you can find out and learn about with regard to the symphony, with regard to the community and the like. So, and it's like I say, it's generations, it's people, it's having fun. So this summer, I thought I'd give you an idea of what's coming out there. And what you get with the Kentucky Symphony that you wouldn't get with anybody else really, is that you get something that you can't get anywhere else. We're going to open the program, and just Jordan might like this since he's a trumpet player. Is this cornucopia thing. I thought, where haven't we been? What haven't we done? And I was digging around, looking around, and I ran across something that I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe that these charts are available. That actually somebody is said, because the guy that wrote them died back in the 70s, right? And so I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, we might have the beef to do this. And so we are putting together seriously an all-star band, a big band, to play these charts of the famous trumpet players from that were at their cream of they're at the highlight of their career in the 1970s. And so that's Maynard Ferguson, it's Doc Severinsen, it's Bill Chase, it's Don Ellis, Chuck Mangione. I mean, all these guys. And so I went around and I started calling people, and they're coming from Louisville, Columbus, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Dayton, Texas, Nashville. We have the top studio player in Nashville coming up. And you know something? They all can't, they're dying to do it. They're like little kids because they grew up watching, trying to emulate these guys. And so we were all kids when this was all happening. And now they're going to get together, and they're at the height of their profession now, and they're at their playing abilities, and we're going to do this stuff. And it's, people will tune into this concert from all over the country. I guarantee it, because it is crazy, and it's a trumpeter's geek, evening. But they're going to have so much fun, because the great thing is when we get musicians together, and you can feel it out in the crowd that they're having a great time. It just makes you feel like you're part of it, really a part of this. So that's going to open on Saturday, July 10th in Davao, and Sunday, July 11th in Tower Park. And it's going to be fun. And these people, you're just going to not believe how much fun that they have and how great they're going to sound too. Anyway, so then we go to August, and who spiked the Symphony? 3. Well, we've done, back in 2002, I think it was, we did our first Spike Jones show. And I went out to Beverly Hills, met with Spike Jones Jr. He handed me a copy paper box of manuscript, just loose leaf manuscript pages. And he said, that's all that this is all that exists of my dad's music. And just handed it to me. I came back, and with our arrangers and everything else, we pieced together using video, recordings, and everything else, and rebuilt performable editions of Spike Jones music. We're the only people in the world that have it. And in fact, Spike Jones' biographer says that in his books, but anyway, we're going to add to our repertoire, because we're going to build up a few other things off of his recordings and the like. And Carl Mack, who that's Carl, I'll go back one, but he actually owns Spike Jones. He got it at an auction. He actually has Spike's tuned cowbells and all this stuff that's original. So and he's a percussionist, and he does it. He's a costume. He is the guy. He is the Joe Rigotti of New Orleans. So think of Joe Rigotti, who puts together all these fabulous parties and how things go with everything else. And he owns a big costume shop and everything else. And so he is the go-to guy to make things happen for entertainment and purposes and parties and stuff in the city of New Orleans. But anyway, he's going to come back up here, and we figured this might be our last hurrah with Spike with regard to us, and I told him, I said, I get first dibs on all of Spike's instruments if you decide to sell them. But anyway, so this is going to be a very nostalgic program from the 40s and 50s, and it's going to be done just the way Spike would have done them, with all the crazy glugs and stuff. It's a real challenge to put all of that together, because it takes beyond special talents to make some of this stuff work. But anyway, so that's going to be in August, and we think that's going to be a lot of fun. And again, that program will be seen by everybody all over the place, and I'm sure that I'll hear from Spike Jr. and everybody else too. So then we finished the summer with the boy band diaries. I don't know, that's a working name. A century of cordiality, meaning with a different spelling. This is all the boy harmony groups, starting with the Dixie Hummingbirds in the 1920s and working forward through the Ink Spots and the Hilo, the Beach Boys, and just going on down the list, and into the 90s and 2000s, so that you're basically getting a century of this. And how this came about is Josh Steele, who used to run the theater at the Carnegie. He's now over at Memorial Hall, but he has a group called No Promises Vocal Band, and it's 6 guys that do nothing but all this heavy duty, tight harmony work. And he said, hey, could we get together with the boogie band and create something? I said, yeah, because number one, they're very, very good. And so we like working with good people, right? So which is obvious, over the course of our history and course of this summer that I'm showing you. So we came down and sat down and figured out how we're going to make this all work, and programmed it, and have arrangements in the hopper being written as we speak. And we're going to go out there and have a good time and cover what the boy bands are. A couple of years ago we did Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It was all the girls groups and artists of that day, the about 50, 60 years. But this is going to be fun because it'll take through everybody through, just about every style of music there is with that had vocal harmony. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So that's what we're doing. And we're actually taking that show on September. We're doing that the September 4th and 5th, but then we're taking that show on September 6th up to Middletown and doing that at the Arboretum in Middletown, Ohio. So we got a call, and we go, hey, the program is ready to go. So if you can pick up the freight of the cost of what it is to go up there, we'll do it. So that's what we're doing this summer. I hope that you can see that there's quite the variety. There's quite the talent range. There's quite the, programming in terms of the type of music that you'd hear is all over the map. And it's certainly universal in its appeal. I think it's going to be, a great summer, and we're hoping that you think so too, and you'd like to help us make it happen. And I don't know, see, there's Carl and Spike. And that's what you get when the boogie band comes out, because people can't sit down. They got to stand up. They got to dance. They got to be involved.
That's pre-pandemic. These are all pre-pandemic pictures. I just like to throw out there.
we're not doing that now. You don't see any masks and stuff like that. But this was us. You can see the musicians spaced and everything out there. More so with out in Tower Park. Just as a commercial. Our season finale is going to, we think, we're waiting for the city attorney of the city of Newport to bestow, he's taking 2 weeks to study it. To allow Fetter's Construction to allow us to be in their Newport car barn. Speaking of the Green Line buses, the buses and trolleys came out of this building in southwest Newport. And we're going to do a big Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis evening with all of the original charts. We have the Riddle orchestrations. We have all of that other kind of stuff. So it's a big band, a little string section, and Frank, Dean, and Sammy doing their thing. And it should be a lot of fun. And it's in a brand new event center that's kind of a work in progress at this point, but it's a huge block long building. And we're going to be the first thing that happens in it, because, that's what we do. We do things first. That's our other claim to fame.
Is that a free concert too?
Pardon?
Is that a free concert also?
Oh, no. That one actually is ticketed. We have to make some kind of earned revenue someplace, And so this is the last concert in our 2021 season, our 29th season. And,
and those are $35. So you can see it's not astronomical. It's actually the most expensive ticket we've had. But this year with streaming, that $35 also gets you streaming access for the next 60 days. You could go home and watch it over again. If you're feeling the slight bit sick, we want you to stay home and watch it. So you can watch it live, and then you can watch the recorded stream for another 60 days over that ticket price. So we remain true to our mission of affordable, attractive, accessible. So
Is this the first live event that you've had this year?
No. it is
Oh,
the
no, no,
fifth.
no, 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 no.
21?
a-
We've
as a
actually
matter of
had,
fact-
actually, now that I think about it, 6, because we had educational concert was also a live event for homeschooled children, and then all the other public schools streamed it in. Yeah, so I'd just
fact-
like to interject because I know that you had some questions, but you saw JR's excitement about the program. And, you know, every year we don't have a huge endowment as an orchestra. We have a $25,000 endowment. You know, which with the interest rates today, it doesn't make a whole lot of money. It's a little hard to have the series based on the interest of that endowment. So we every year have to raise enough money to have the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of like climbing a mountain. Every year we start at the bottom. and we start climbing. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but do you see the
No,
oh,
I
you
see
don't?
blue.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Just a bunch
the
of
way
blue.
the way the screen sharing works, it's so like it doesn't just keep sharing the screen once you switch for kind of like safety and security reasons. So
Oh.
you have to stop sharing, like hit
Oh.
the stop
Got
sharing
it.
button, and then
Okay.
hit the reshare button with the new thing that you want.
Okay, yeah, hold on, because
Thanks, Jordan.
I'm just kind of answering a question that your mom just asked. Let's see, where's it? Come on. Oh, there it is.
So as far as what we were requesting of the Elsa Sewell Foundation was support specifically for our contracted musicians. He's mentioned we're bringing people up from New Orleans and Nashville, and we're having arrangements made, all those direct production costs. You know, so the $12,500 we were seeking for Soul was specifically for that. The Sewell Foundation basically would be acknowledged on the screen if you would allow us to do so, and then also on the live stream as well.
Do you see the photo now?
No.
No. Well, I,
Just a couple of updates
well.
while he's trying to figure out the technical side of this.
it's okay.
Is when we submitted our budget, there was some things pending that have now been confirmed, or the numbers have changed slightly. PNC Charitable Trust did confirm their commitment to the on the budget, and it was for 19.5, not 20. Not 20,000, but 19.5. So that's just slightly lower, but they are now confirmed. Also confirmed is Fisher Homes at the number provided there. DBL Law is also confirmed now. But even with the confirmed sponsors and foundation support we've got, we still have a little bit of a mountain to climb, so to speak. So we're still working on seeing if we can reduce any expenses. But the Elsa Sewell Foundation support would go a long way in actually making this a reality this season, and having the type of programs that really will bring people together, have a lot of fun, create that sense of community and shared experience around music they may not be familiar with. I mean, music from the 70s, for some of us, we remember it. Other people this will be the first time they're hearing it. Same thing with the Spike Jones concert. What fun that will be. And this is something from the 40s and 50s. You know, it's an exciting summer. And we're excited about the possibility to expand it to Fort Thomas. But really can't happen without support, and we would appreciate yours. So JR, did you figure out the picture yet?
Can you see it?
No.
No, it's just the blue screen.
You know what I was trying to show you is this great picture that we have on March 6th. We had a concert at the Verse Group Logistics Hebron warehouse, and you got the full orchestra spread out all over the place. You got all this audience member all over the place, surrounded by bottles of vodka and tequila, or cases, you know, stacks of everything, you know, but they moved out of the way for us. But, you know, to see what the orchestra does, of where we have to play in these places. I'm sorry, I'm just not sharing. I hit all the buttons.
We have played in some interesting places this year, and we have had 6 in-person well, when we have this last one, it'll be 6. The educational concert was actually offered in person. safely inside a church. All of our subscription series concerts actually were held with an audience. The audience was rather small, but a lot of people tuned in on those streams. So we continued to have our entire series this year. Of course, earned revenue is down by, substantially. We're at 30% to where so it's down by 70%. But again, we felt it was really important to continue to offer that respite that music can provide. I think it speaks to your soul in a way that nothing else really can. So this year we've kind of made it happen for that reason.
Well, if you think too about people who ply their crafts, if you're saying, hey, you can't do this for a year and a third or whatever, when they come back, they're going to be pretty rusty. Think of an athlete not not doing anything for a year. Their muscle stuff, they're just not going to be what they were. And so I felt that, I didn't want musicians to have that. And we were the only ones, when I would call them and say, hey, we're going to play, and they go, oh my God. And I remember when we were out at Tower Park, one of the musicians came up and said, JR, can I say something to the audience? And he almost broke down in tears, to say that being able to play for live people, was something that he had missed so much that it really meant that much to him. And I thought, there you go. I mean, I can't write this stuff, it's real. And, and I guess I'm kind of stubborn. I'm hard, when some people tell me no, I go, okay, well, I'll find another way, because I just think that it's that what we do, music is a gift. We need to share it with as many people as possible. So, anybody have any questions?
So we would just be sponsoring that one series, right?
Yeah, the summer series.
The whole summer,
Whole summer series.
6. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I mean, you everybody would know that that's Elsa Heisel-Sewell, and I from what I understand of Elsa, I think she'd like some of this stuff too.
He would.
I mean, it was it's kind of speaks to her, that whole thing. She probably knew Ruth and all that crowd that used to do the summer stuff. And what's interesting too about the summer things, particularly in DeVue Park, is they used to have contracts at the Lookout House to where they were entertainers that were booked there were required to do an hour in DeVue Park. Ooh. And I remember talking to some gentleman he was older, but he said he remembered picking Vic Damone up when he was 16 years old and driving and him griping and complaining the whole way as he drove him to DeVue Park to do an hour on that stage for the public, because that was part of his contract. And so the idea of being, kind of tapping into that tradition, that, history is kind of fun for us. We think that that's important. We think that what went before us was just as important as what we're doing and going forward. And, taking the public and their memories and everything all along with us is kind of cool too. So.
And we also think it's important to make it accessible to everybody. So when we can, we have Tank usually runs a shuttle from Covington Catholic High School up into the park. So there's, ample parking in the Covington Catholic parking lot. We're not sure because of COVID this year if they will actually do that. But even the concessions are $1, up there. So it's really providing that very accessible outlet that anybody can come. And, that's an important part of building a community, is that creating quality for everyone to participate in is important.
Well, and what's that number? What's the percentage of people, household income under $75,000?
Oh, you would ask me that right off the top of my head. It is more than 55% of the people who attend.
So
Or
that tells you right
respond to
there
the
that
survey, I guess I should say.
we're actually reaching people that wouldn't otherwise attend such functions.
Right.
Frank, you have any questions?
No questions, but I've always loved DeVue Park. I grew up in Park Hills, and I might be stating my age here. From the late 30s on, DeVue Park was a big part of my life, and just really a neat thing.
It's beautiful. I'm trying to get them, because there's a lot of erosion up there. The only thing that is actually stable, in maybe all of Park Hills and DeVue Park, is the band shell. It's because they peered down to bedrock 30, 40 feet. And so that the actual shell does not move. Everything around it is moving. I've watched up in the, like if you're looking out on stage left, center left, that area of the concert bowl has dropped 20 feet since we started doing concerts.
Wow.
Pretty steep.
Yeah, there's, and I've talked to the city about the idea of, we really do need to consider what the contour of the concert bowl probably needs to be addressed, or it's going to become more dangerous actually for people to actually use it. That's what, but that's, you get with, almost 30 years, you get some perspective that you wouldn't get normally.
But they've added areas now that there's a paved way that's actually usually like a bike or a walking path that a lot of seniors come and set their
Sure.
chairs up
Sure.
early. So it's a nice flat surface and a place that's pretty steady that you don't have to worry about the grass. So you've got all ages there, from very young to very old. There is handicap parking up there across to where the buses would normally drop off as well. So they continue to come as long as we continue to have them, but that really only can happen through the support, because the city does not, the city does not pay us to be there. I think sometimes there's that perception. They do allow us to use the space.
And they help out with,
And there is
obviously
in
they
kind,
maintain
right.
it.
And there is in kind now that we said, well, hey, can you pitch in for the sound, or can you provide the police support that's necessary? So that is the extent. That's not funding that we receive or expend. So
Anyway, any other questions? Jordan, do you know any of those tunes?
No, I knew, I've heard of two of the trumpeters you mentioned, but I don't
You
know.
need to take that list and get on YouTube and listen.
Okay, I mean, maybe it could be one of those things where it's like, I've heard him before, but I didn't know like the name of it, which is very possible. That happens all the time with
Ziggy Elman.
So I could see that. But no, I don't have any questions, I guess. Our board meets at the end of this month on April 29th. And as you know, we usually like to get back to everybody within basically a week of the meeting. So the first week of May, you'd be hearing back from us.
Right.
So just, I mean, I didn't, do you guys have any other questions for us? Or does Dick, Andy, anyone else? If not, I think, thanks for taking time this morning and talking with us.
thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Well,
Good to see you
we
again.
appreciate all that you do in the community. I mean, it's a big deal, and you guys work hard to keep Elsa's name and her very generous offerings to the community out there, and taking the time to make sure that the funds are used wisely. And we hope that you think that we use them wisely, because we don't run deficits as a rule, and we provide the best possible talent and entertainment that we can. So,
Do you ever have Kathy Wade perform with you?
oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
performed with us, gosh, since the 90s. Yeah, I mean, she's actually going to do something with us. We're doing playing a fundraiser for The Cure Starts Now. on September 11th, as a matter of fact, and she's going to be singing with us and stuff. So yeah, Kathy and I've done stuff forever. I mean, we feel like the old guard now, you know, we're going, gosh, remember when we were young?
All right, yeah, we met her last year. What's the name of her organization, Jordan?
Learning.
Learning through art.
Yeah.
Learning Through Art, yeah.
She's a graduate of CCM Arts Administration program, and I am as well. And so we've got some common things. We go way back.
All right.
So
Oh, I guess, thanks again for taking time this morning. We
thank you.
appreciate it.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hey, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Everybody take care. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Dick. Bye-bye.